Hello folks, welcome back to my channel. This is Horror Town and today I have another horror movie review for you. And this time it'll be on the movie called Don't Breathe. The movie was directed by Fede Alvarez. It was written by Fede Alvarez and Rodo Sayegh. It was produced by Sam Raimi, Rob Tapert, and Fede Alvarez once again, and it stars Jane Levy, Dylan Minnette, Daniel Zovato, and Stephen Lang, right? And it is obviously a horror film that was released in 2016. So basically, this movie is about these three delinquents, Rocky, Alex, and Money, and basically they're just a bunch of thieves, right? Who break into people's houses and steal what they consider to be valuables that they would actually get paid for, right? So, yeah, they're a bunch of scumbags, basically. They're very unlikable. They're actually pretty awful. I hated every single one of these characters, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, so let's go back to the film before I start telling you about my thoughts and views, which I want to keep for the end of this review. So basically, they're gonna decide to go to that man's house who happened to be a Gulf War veteran named Norman Nordstrom. And basically, yeah, it is thought that he has a lot of cash in his house. And basically, he lives, yes, it's taking place in Detroit, right? And he lives in that neighborhood, right? And basically, the thing about this character is that he lost his daughter, right? And yeah, she was very young, and it's pretty heartbreaking. But he also happens to be blind as well, and he has a dog, a Rottweiler, and basically they're gonna, as they wanna, go on with that evil scheme of theirs. Yes, they're gonna break into his house, and basically, yeah, they're gonna decide to go and do what they intended on doing. But it turns out that it's not gonna go exactly as they had planned, right? And it appears that there's gonna be, you know, something, awaiting them there in that house that they didn't count on because they didn't think about the consequences of such a crime, such a horrible crime that they wanted to do. So they're gonna find out, they're gonna make a lot of, you know, they're gonna make some shocking discoveries as they are doing, perpetrating this evil crime of theirs. But don't breathe. What did I think about this? Because this is pretty much how it goes. I don't want to spoil the movie too much or anything, but this movie is pretty good, I have to say. But I didn't really relate to any of the characters of these three thieves, garbage people. I mean, stealing is such a heinous crime, right? It is such a horrible thing to do. It is so horrible. It is so disgusting that I don't relate to these characters. Sorry, to these characters because they're just a bunch of garbage, low life scumbags, right? And even Rocky, who was played by Jane Levy. She has a sister, and basically a younger sister, and she wants to escape with her to California. But I think that that was pretty dumb, right? I mean, just because she's having some issues doesn't give her a right to do such a bad thing. And obviously, we have Alex, who's a friend of yes, so basically the three are kind of like, I guess you could say, thick as thieves, as this is literally what they do, and this is wrong. And basically, yes, so Alex is one of them too, and you could say that he thinks a little. he's still pretty bad, right? Even though the actor Dylan Minnette is a pretty great actor. I really enjoyed his the movies he was in. He's a pretty great actor, but he plays a pretty bad character in this film, a pretty dirty character. Because even though you might say he's a little more, he thinks a little bit more, but he's still, pretty. He's still with them, right? So he's still evil. And last but not least, there's Money, who's basically the one kind of in charge, right? So he's I guess he's not really in charge, but he's the one making the big decisions and so on and so forth. And yeah, so he's with Rocky, right? And basically Alex is their friend, right? So basically, yes, it's a little bit like this Bunny and Clyde thing, and Alex being the third edition, right, to this gang of thieves, right? So yeah, so basically this is how it goes, and yeah, so basically yeah, we have Stephen Lang who plays the blind man, and yeah, so he's blind in this film. And I thought that Stephen Lang is a pretty great actor. He's awesome, especially in this film. He did such an awesome job as and he's actually my favorite character, believe it or not. Even though you might say that you'll see that there are some secrets, he did some pretty bad things, right? He's not clean as would say, right? He's he has also, there's something about him that I won't spoil, but yeah, he's not entirely clean. He has some there's some dirt in him, but still he's a far better person than these three low life scums, right? Because of what they did. And I did enjoy the way the movie plays out, and to see that, to show that, doing such a thing is just leads, all actions have consequences, and this is not no way to do things, right? One doesn't have the right to go and like this. It's a little bit like a home invasion film, you could say, with these thieves, right? And basically, yeah, it's a bit like a thriller too. It's a horror film, but a thriller as well. And basically, what's going to happen afterwards is going to show these three people that one can just do what they want, right? That there are consequences to everything, right? Like this old saying goes, what goes around comes around. And this is basically exactly what's going to happen. And they're going to learn it the hard way, that it is not good to mess up with people's lives, because one can get messed up as well in the process, right? So, yes, do unto others as you would have them do to you. This is the golden rule, isn't it? So, this is basically how it goes, and then obviously they're gonna find themselves in a lot of trouble, neck deep in trouble, in basically trying to escape, and basically, as the title suggests, they can't make a single sound because they would basically be giving themselves away. So most of the movie is going to be about them trying to escape this house, which is pretty kind of ironic given the fact that they really wanted to get in, but that now they can wait to escape. So yeah, it's pretty much like some kind of a maze thing, right? Where you have them trying to escape at the level best, but it's very difficult. There's the Rottweiler, there's this blind man. He has a gun, right? And he's protecting his house, and he doesn't want them to escape and rob him and all that. So basically, you could say that they're kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, because the dog is also an attack dog, a Rottweiler, and if you know about these dogs, they're pretty creepy. And there's a scene actually near the end of this film between the Rottweiler and, well, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but in a car, and I thought that was terrifying as well. I'm terrified of I'm terrified, a little bit scared, of big dogs. So I would be very, very scared. I thought that this was one of the scariest parts of the film, the chasing scene with the dog. I'll let you find out for yourselves how it goes. But yeah, so Don't Breathe is a pretty good horror flick, to say, not to say too much more about it, and to wrap up this review before I start, you know, being boring or anything. I don't want to do that. So I'll wrap it up for you, nice and with a bow, with nice and clean. So basically, yeah. So Don't Breathe is a pretty good film. Now I hated the ending. The ending to me is just stupid, right? And I'll let you find out for yourselves. But I don't like this ending. What kind of message? It's just so silly, right? It doesn't end right in my opinion. But the rest of the movie was pretty good, especially when you have the characters being trapped and trying to escape, and then making a shocking discovery. That kind of discovery I thought was pretty gross, and it definitely made me, you know, it changed my perspective, my opinion of the character, of the blind man of Norman, which who I thought at first was nice. Was I mean, obviously was I felt sorry for him. He's blind. He's lost his daughter. But then after a while, you realize something about this character, and you just feel like, okay, so yeah, he's not good either, right? He's bad as well, in a different way, but bad nonetheless because of something that he did. And those who have watched it know, obviously, but I'll let you find out for yourselves in case you haven't watched it, what it is that is so bad about him. But yeah, all the characters, all the others are, you know, awful human beings, absolute evil scumbags. So I didn't like them the slightest, right? And it doesn't matter to me whether, you know, whatever the circumstances are, there's no justification for this. So, this is no way to do anything, right? That you have to obey the law, right? And in the United States, you don't have the right to do that, right? And this is what I guess the message, and anywhere else for that matter, anywhere else. But yes, the message of this film is, I guess, it is do unto others as you would have them do to you, and all actions have consequences, as I said many times. But what the heck was that ending for then? I just didn't like the ending at all. I thought that it was pretty silly. I guess I kind of, you know, the reason why it happened is a little understandable given something, but it's just stupid. I just didn't like it at all. I thought that it definitely takes away a lot of a lot of good things. It makes the movie less good in a way. But yeah, if I were to rate this movie on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it 8 out of 10. It was pretty good for what it was. And I don't know why not more people speak about it. It was pretty good. And curiously enough, the Jane Levy who plays in this film actually was also in Evil Dead, the remake from 2013. And as it says here, that it is, I believe, the same producers, right? So it's interesting to have that. But yeah, she played a totally different character in this. Jane Levy, was played a very bad character in this film. So I didn't like the character, but the acting itself was pretty great from all of them, especially Stephen Lang. But that's it for this review. 8 out of 10 for me. What about you folks? What did you think about this film? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next review. This is Horror Town for you, signing off.